Welcome to Wednesday. It's December 27th, 2023. Your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Hot Springs County Travel and Tourism, reminding you as winter sets in and snow falls at Thermopolis, you can always find yourself in hot water. Well, the storm is moving away, albeit very slowly, but not after leaving a lot of wintry weather conditions across the northern plains and western high plains and parts of the Rockies over the last several days. The storm system has reached its peak strength and is now going to work its way, but slowly eastward. This will still mean windy areas, especially east of the divide, some flurries as well. We'll still have some snow flurries early in the day, especially across parts of Nebraska, parts of the Dakotas, eastern Wyoming, some areas off to our east, and those winds will still be brisk, but will ease as the day wears on and will really drop this afternoon. Then high pressure builds in for some quiet weather through New Year's Day. Basically, we're going to see more stormy weather move into California and the Pacific Northwest, but there's a high pressure ridge between that and the storm to our east. So most of the Intermountain West is going to be under high pressure for the rest of the week through New Year's Day. This will lead to a cool, mostly dry forecast through New Year's Day, and the wet weather will stay confined to the west coast areas and just inland. Then our next bigger change is going to be right around or after the 6th or 7th of January. Looks like it could get a lot colder across North America during that time frame. So that's kind of the next area we're watching in terms of a larger scale, bigger shift in the weather, where the temperatures get colder and snow chances get higher on a widespread basis. But we are going to go and enter into a fairly quiet stretch of weather here for a bit. Some great photos coming in over the Christmas period. Here's a great example of where the sun is in the shadow with Christmas Eve day across our latitudes here across the Intermountain West, as the days have reached their shortest moment and are now very, very slowly getting a little bit longer. I had to grab this satellite image from yesterday. This is from mid-afternoon yesterday. This is a visible satellite imagery to show you the breadth and scope of the storm. The storm system, as we told you yesterday, was covering a lot of territory. It had a tap from some good moisture coming up out of the Gulf, wrapping it all the way back in, and the far western edge of this storm reached all the way back into eastern Colorado and eastern Wyoming, while the impacts of the storm was all the way into the Great Lakes. So we're talking about a lot of real estate this storm covered. Very, very impressive system and a beautiful satellite image. Now, the morning satellite image that we grabbed here just a while ago, showing the swirl is still there, but notice it's lost its connection to the Gulf of Mexico moisture now. Basically, the storm has cut itself off from that moisture flow, so it's going to be weakening. So it doesn't have that moisture to wrap back anymore, so it's going to be weakening on the back side. Still, though, causing a lot of wind. Out ahead of it, there's going to be quite a bit of weather in the northeastern parts of the United States with areas of rain and snow. You can see the clouds pushing into the western coast areas, but you can notice there's a large strip here of fair dry weather, and that is the high pressure ridge right here that's in between these storms. So the storm over northwest Missouri this morning slowly weakens, heads to the Great Lakes in the northeast, and it will cause plenty of weather. This high pressure ridge settles in over the Rockies, and these low pressure systems are basically going to be deflected up into British Columbia. This high pressure ridge is going to be able to keep the West protected from these storms coming in, at least in all whole pieces. This is by Saturday. So notice the low gets stretched. The high axis moves right along the Continental Divide over the Four Corners area. So what will happen is this will push rain into the West Coast, but the rain can't get very far east, and the snow can't get very far east because of this high. Now, eventually, this little low here will undercut the ridge and take a path like this, and it might end up producing a few snow showers over the Rockies this weekend in some areas, but this high-pressure ridge is going to dominate through the weekend. By New Year's Day Monday, this is by New Year's Day Monday, it starts to break down, the high-pressure ridge, and we start to see these systems having a little bit of a better opportunity to come into the Rockies. But basically, from tomorrow through New Year's Day, the weather going to be much better for travel. Really not a lot going on. We really don't expect very much wind, and temperatures under the high pressure ridge will stay chilly. Not terribly cold, but chilly. The snow-covered basins and valleys will have the coldest nights and the coolest days. And you can see the precipitation forecast. This is basically from tomorrow through New Year's Day. So you can see the rain and snow in the far west from those lows there. What's left of the storm up in the Great Lakes in the northeast. Very little going on out here in the west for a 5 to 6 day period. And there's your snowfall forecast between Thursday and New Year's Day, Monday. Then longer term, this is what we're talking about. Late in the weekend of the 6th and 7th, we start to see sort of a realignment. The high pressure ridge is gone, but we're getting high pressure forming back in the eastern Pacific again, and that's a cold signal. So we may, just after the 6th or 7th, somewhere around that time frame, start to see the opportunity for much colder air to spread into the U.S. And these are the temperature anomalies by next Monday, the 8th. And this could be an extended area and a large area of much colder weather moving into North America during that time frame. It's far down the road, but it's something we're going to keep an eye on for you. Have yourself a good Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.